contrarian, leave it to contrarian badass Reggie Middleton. He called the housing crash. He called the collapse of Bear Stearns and Lehman Brothers and the crisis in the Eurozone banking system.
Reggie Middleton.
Apple is now a cash cow company because a lot of their new business ventures are not really panning out that well. Their last profitable business venture was the iPad before Steve Jobs died. The iPad is now slowing because large screen cell phones are taking computer share, tablet share, and everything else. And everything else that they're going into is relatively small growth. So Apple is buying back a massive amount of stocks. They spend more money on stocks than they actually make in terms of growth.
Before you mentioned economic and accounting profits, could you go over those terms?
An accounting profit is what you learn in accounting class. Credits, debits, revenues, minus expenses, minus amortization, depreciation, taxes, etc. equals income. That's accounting profits. Economic profits are basically cash profits minus what it takes to run the company and keep the company operating at an even keel. So economic profits could be greater than accounting profits, particularly in a very high growth company, because you could take part of those economic profits and reinvest it, and astute investors still realize the company is profitable just because they're not putting the profits on the accounting bottom line. They're taking it and putting it back into growing the company. Now, an astute investor, a smart guy like you, also needs to realize the difference between a company that has to constantly tread water. So if you constantly have to buy market share to grow, you don't have a lot of economic profits, because it's not optional that you reinvest in a company. If you don't keep putting that money in, you sink, versus a company that's growing anyway, and they take money and reinvest it to grow faster. So there's a difference between being able to take 3 or 4 strokes, and coast, and then you're stroking faster to swim faster, versus someone's doing all this just to keep their head above the water. Very, very big difference. Okay? Come on, man. You're asking good questions.
Since we're on the topic of Amazon, and Amazon's a major online retailer, I've heard recently that Alibaba was looking to get into the U.S. markets. That's an opposing threat to.
I don't think so, because nationalism has really come key. You have President Trump, who has a nationalist agenda, allegedly. I don't know how he's going to work it out. His own companies outsource, his suits are made in Mexico, he buys steel from China, etc. But he is going pro-nationalist, and Alibaba, has a long way to go. They definitely have the ability to make this, to try, but I don't think they make a big dent. I would say it's possible that there's more of a threat from Amazon going into China, but China is also very nationalist and protectionist in its businesses as well. China's in a unique position that Japan was in the 80s, where they are cresting the second wave of a bubble, and they have a lot of cash, and a lot of foreign reserves. So they are investing very heavily. They were the largest global investor throughout the last year. They have to get rid of the money because when their little bubble pops, it's going to be an implosion. So they're trying to get it invested as quickly as possible. That's where Japan was when Japan, in the 80s, before you were born, Japan bought up the Empire State Building to a lot of American companies. They paid a premium for it, and they could afford to. Of course, the larger the premium you buy, the larger the hit comes when prices and valuations come down. But China is a force to be reckoned with, just like Japan was. Japan is still the world's 3rd largest economy, and this is after 3 decades of dancing with deflation. So it goes to show you how strong they were going. China is going through the same thing as Japan, except for the fact that China is like 5 times larger. Now, I haven't counted, but they're big. Okay.
You mentioned that Japan is going through deflation. What is deflation? How does that affect Japan's economy?
Well, they're fighting deflation. Deflation is basically lowering prices, period over period, year after year. Inflation is higher prices year after year. That's price inflation. There's also inflation that has to do with the money supply. the larger the money supply, the more inflated it is. I always use a pie. If you're going, price inflation is, 1916, this glass cost $6. 1917, it costs $8. Okay, that means that you have 33% increase in price inflation. Monetary inflation is you have a pie, okay, and that pie, we could split that pie in half. You get one half the pie, I get one half the pie. Okay, now that same pie, the same amount of economic value, can attempt to feed 10 people. We bring 8 more people in here, split it in 8 pieces. Everybody gets a slice. Now, does this room have more pie?
No.
No, everybody just has a smaller slice. That small slice represents inflation. Where we have 1/2 pie each, now we have 1/10 of a pie. And that's, monetary supply and inflation.
How does deflation affect Japan's economy?
Well, they've been fighting.